Hey everyone, this is Nick from Mecha Warehouse, and today I'm back with weekly update number 65, I believe. Let's just jump right into it, a week in review, because I've got a ton of stuff to talk about. A lot of things going on, a few things I missed last week, things like that. And I guess the first one, I missed this last week. We had come in from, I think the Instagram profile is Sheriff Design. He's a stained glass artist, and basically he's friends with one of the members on our Discord, and this Discord member reached out a while back and said, hey, is it okay if my friend makes a stained glass version of Blue? And I was like, sure, that's pretty cool. So he made it, he sent it to me. It came out amazing, actually. It's pretty awesome to see the logo and the character, if you will, kind of fleshed out in different mediums like that. It's really was quite cool. That is cool. That is really cool. I gotta find a place to hang it. So right now it's sitting in the front window. I need to find a way to actually hang it rather than just prop it up there. But I'm like really excited to have it. It looks amazing. Thank you so much, Sheriff Designs, for the stained glass. I love it, and it looks great. Next up, I also kind of missed this last week, but on Saturday, last Saturday, was Dylan's 1 year anniversary working here. It was 1 year since he started at Mecha Warehouse, which is kind of crazy to think about, that we've now had an employee here for a whole year. And the team's growing, and couldn't do it without these guys. So thank you, Dylan, for being number one and helping, especially in those early days when I had no idea what the hell we were doing. Next up, stream giveaway kits. So I got another shipment from Feral 404 with a few more limited edition kits that will be going into the stream giveaway pile for Saturdays. If you're not aware, every Saturday night we do a live stream at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm usually building something. People joke about it being more of a sanding stream because I spend so much time sanding nubs off and stuff like that. But we'll be giving away that stuff. Usually we give away a kit or two or three every time. So if you're interested in one of these limited edition kits that he sent, they will probably be mixed into the prize pool over the next few weeks. So you definitely want to check that out. It's a good time. Usually the chat is quite hilarious and entertaining and informative, so worth checking out. Next up, we've been doing a lot the last couple weeks in terms of trying to improve some of the organization and processes here in the warehouse on the picking and packing side. We're in the process right now of kind of finishing it after doing our first few tests, but we kind of actually, you can kind of see it in frame here. We had each of these shelves, for example, we had a label down here, and that bin label was for both the upper shelf and the lower shelf. And we're adding and renumbering everything to include these numbers up higher on the different intermediate shelves, which should make it easier and faster to pick orders rather than having to figure out which of the number of items might be in that bin, so to speak. So that streamlines that. And we've also changed our packing slip a little bit. If you've received an order in the last few days, you might have noticed it. We now have blocks for the person who prints the order, which is pretty much always me at this point, picks the order and packs the order to initial counts. So we got how many of how many, so that way we've got a new way for the pickers and packers to verify how many items they put into the box to make sure we don't miss something. And then little checkbox or check boxes, which we just added a second one yesterday for the picker and packer to check off that they got everything. It's feeling really good. We've changed how we utilize the SKU box in the system in order to double check that we got the right thing. I think it's going to result in our already low error rate to become even lower, hopefully nearly non-existent. And it feels like it's actually easier, even though it's technically more steps, because it takes some of the kind of the judgment part out of it. So you got to think less for each item because it's more cut and dry that you're getting the right item. So it's been good. It'll be good to see it as we get more reps on it and see if it affects things when we're trying to do a lot of orders and how it affects our large restock weekends and things like that. But I think it's going to be a net positive all around. And I guess in the same vein of improvements, we did a video earlier this week we published that was the packing test. We took some of the 30-minute missions Espositos, stuck them in different boxes, packed them different ways, and dropped and crushed the boxes a few times to see which one worked best. I was a little bit surprised by the results. You should definitely check out that video. If you're interested, we're actually going to give away those 3 damaged kits to the best comments. We might even do a video for next week, which will be like a reaction video to those comments where we announce who won and kind of go through some of those and have a little bit of fun with it. And then I guess the one other big thing for weekend review this week in terms of things that are going on is we're currently in the middle of placing our next big order. April through June production cycle, I guess, Q2 of 2022. And it's been stressful. We're trying to order more than we have in the past. We want to get more inventory in. So many items, especially master grades, we'll get in. We'll sell them out in a weekend or a week. So we're trying to get a lot more so that way we'll have enough to have them in stock. I'm trying to guess what that right number is that we need to last long enough is just kind of nerve-wracking, especially knowing that some numbers get cut, some don't get cut. Trying to make sure if we get the full quantity, it's a quantity we know we can sell, knowing that that's going to impact storage space and stuff like that we'll need to expand the warehouse if we get the quantities we need. And then just the financial aspect of it's a lot more money to put up front for some of these orders. So we're going through that now. We're pretty much through April. We still got May and June to do. We're hoping to get that in earlier because we've kind of determined that the last couple times we placed our order right at the end, and it seems like we're getting some of our shipments later than some of our competitors, and I think that might be because they might have gotten their orders in sooner. So we're trying to get earlier in that cycle to give us hopefully a better chance of actually getting our stuff first, or at least early. And I guess the one thing I didn't write down here, but I'll add as well, because people have been asking about pre-orders. Still no update on the MG Virtue. The Blade Liger, which I think is probably our second most asked about kit, has been shipped from our supplier, as well as some of the other Kotobukiya pre-orders that we've had up. There's probably like a half dozen to a dozen kits that are on the way from Kotobukiya. They should be here in about a week, I think, which means we'll start fulfilling those pre-orders and they'll be up for restock fairly soon. Okay, speaking of pre-orders though, let's talk about the new pre-orders this week. We added 6 new pre-orders this week, all Kotobukiya stuff. 2 new Zoids, Zoid Shield Liger and the Zoid's Dark Horn. Shield Liger just seems like another Liger to me, which, I mean, makes sense. The Liger is probably the most popular Zoid as far as I know. The Dark Horn does look pretty awesome though, and I'm personally a bit interested because it's a very cool design. It basically looks kind of like a Triceratops with a giant gun on its back, and Triceratopses are cool, giant guns are cool, so I'm in. We also got two new Muv-Luv Alternative Total Eclipse, the SU-37UB Terminator and the Takemika Duchi Type 00F Takamura Yui Ki. It seems like there's a lot of these Muv-Luv designs that look kind of similar. They must be like different pilots or different, something throughout the show. I'm not familiar with Muv-Luv, but worth checking out if you're into it. They seem to be popular when you put them up on order research. And then finally, 2 new Maru toys, Tamoto Pro, a white and it says midnight blue, like a light and dark version. They look kind of cool, little cute little robot designs, kind of atypical. Might be something you're into as well. And so that's it for pre-orders this week. We're still waiting on confirmations for the big batch of Bandai pre-orders. Hopefully we'll have those up maybe next week. Fingers crossed. That done, let's move on to restocks. We have very few restocks this week. We've got a bunch of stuff expected for next week. But unfortunately this week we did not get much in. Just waiting for stuff still. So the first one, this is our first from, I think this is MS General. This is the Cow. I don't know if that's how you pronounce, yeah, Cow. The, I guess that's what it's called, the MG03 Cow. It's another one of these like robot girl kind of designs. Kind of interesting design. We didn't get a ton in, and unfortunately about half of them got smashed in transit. So a bunch of those will be up in dings and dents. But interesting design. And if you're into those, it might be worth checking out. I think it's on the pricier side because it's not a mainstream manufacturer that does a ton of volume, but again, it might be worth checking out. And we also got the number 57 Armored Puppet Shadow Wolf. So I guess these are kind of small. We have one other Armored Puppet in stock. Number 57 design. Was it the... I forget what it's called. But anyway, it was kind of a smaller model, maybe on par with like a Hexagear Governor kind of thing, I think. But it looks kind of cool. Apparently it must turn into a motorcycle, beast mode, vehicle mode. So might be kind of interesting, a little bit of a unique design. I don't know anything else about number 57, but that's all we got for restocks this week, unfortunately. Really small load. We got like Delpy and G rework and gun primer and possibly a few other things expected for next week though. So look forward to next week's restocks. And I guess I'll mention too, we're gonna run a sale this weekend, just a short sale, limited number of items, mostly things that we, maybe haven't been selling as well or we've got extras of. And so it might be worth taking a look if you've been dying to get something. Maybe your backlog's getting thin. Maybe you're into one of these kits that's available, what have you. But definitely take a look. We'll have the link down in the description to the sales page that has all the items. It'll be 15% off. We'll just call the discount code like Jan Sale 15 or something like that. So use that sales code or use that sales link to find the items. Use that discount code to get your 15% off. And take advantage if there's anything you're into. And with that said, let's move on to the last piece, which is Q&A. This is where I take questions from the viewers like you and answer them. If you have a question about me, Mecha Warehouse, Gunpla, business, whatever you want to ask, post it down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer it next week. So our first question was from Robert Higdon. So here we are 2 weeks into the new year. Haven't commented in a while, but I thought of a good one. With it being a new year, that means new adventures await. So what are the things in the works or hopefully coming soon for Mecha Warehouse? New products, new projects, new goals, new location. Just since I found you guys, things have grown a lot. I'm excited to see the Mecha Warehouse journey this year. Thank you, Robert. It's a great question. So a lot of those things. So I'm trying to do every month we're going to be doing some sort of limited product, hopefully. We've got the beanies up. We just put sweatshirts up about a week ago, hoodies, and we've got plans for a 2022 challenge coin, maybe exclusive versions of some products from some of our vendors, tools and such, and other apparel, other designs, things like that. So we'll be planning on doing that stuff. I am hoping to be in a larger space, whether that means we knock down a wall or punch a hole in one of the walls and take over a neighboring unit, hopefully by a mutual decision with the landlord and not by force. So that will be in the works. If we can't do that, we'll be probably moving before the end of the year. The lease is up in August, I think. We definitely need more space. So we're either moving or expanding here. Hopefully see one or two more hires this year at minimum. I think we're going to need more warehouse help at some point, and we definitely need like a full-time buyer, I think, and maybe some more help on the media marketing side as things grow. And I think that's most of it, or at least the stuff that I'm willing to talk about publicly. Leave some mystery there for you. All right, and then the other question was from BlazerVX. What, if any, non-Gundam kit line, can still be Bandai, has recently surprised you with their quality, build, etc.? So this is a good question. I don't know that anything has actually surprised me. especially recently. I've known 30-minute missions is good, and I think I was probably kind of surprised about that way back when, but I'm not surprised now when a new 30-minute missions kit comes out. I kind of expect it to be good, and I haven't really built anything that's not Bandai recently. I like the Flame Toys kit I built, but that was a long time ago. And yeah, I don't know that there's really anything else. So unfortunately, I don't have a recent answer to that. I guess I need to build some more non-Bandai stuff. I guess I gotta go look around the warehouse for something that's not Bandai to build. Maybe in a future live stream, I'll think of something. But thank you for the question. Maybe I'll have an answer to that again in a few weeks if I can find something to build that might be surprising. And I think that is all I have for questions this week. So as I said before, if you have a question you want answered, post it down in the comments below, and I will answer it for you next week. And otherwise, thank you for watching. See you next time.